Hello everyone! I am here to do a finally fall book tag. I love book tags. I think this one is nice and cozy. I've got my sweater on, I've got my scarf on, we've got a pumpkin, we've got a candle. It's great. Disclaimer, it's like 90 degrees outside, but we're just gonna forget that right now. We're just gonna forget it. We're gonna pretend that it's a drizzly, rainy, cool night, and I'm gonna tag you some books. So the first prompt of the tag is, in the fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a very vivid setting. And for this one, I am gonna go with The Lion Game by Ruth Ware. This book was my first Ruth Ware that I've ever read. It was really good. I gave it like a 3 out of 5. And this takes place in like a drizzly, rainy, remote English town where these 4 girls who all went to like boarding school together have to kind of reunite for a dark, mysterious reason. And that's all I'll tell you. And it's really good. It's very, the setting was very vivid and dark and misty and dreary and really good for a really fun thriller novel. So I recommend this one to you guys 100%. Number 2 is Nature is Beautiful but Also Dying. Name a book that is beautiful but also deals with a heavy topic. And for this one, I'm gonna go with The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan for this. And this book is a contemporary that really deals with grief in a very beautiful, different way. This book basically is centered around a girl who loses her mother at a young age, and she believes that her mother is a bird, and she keeps seeing her mother as a bird in life, and the whole like narrative just really captures how to deal with grief and how to process someone's death and move on in a way that is healthy. And it was just really, really beautiful. And I can't wait. I've not read anything else by Emily X.R. Pan, but I know she has like a YA anthology coming out this year. And I'm really, really excited. So yes, definitely pick this one up if you're looking for a good, hard-hitting, but beautifully written contemporary. Prompt number 3 is, fall is back to school season. Name a nonfiction novel that has taught you something. And for this one, I'm gonna go with The Secret Lives of Color by Cassia St. Clair. And this book was actually, I think my mom told me about this, and basically, if you're ever looking for a book that you just wanna read really slowly, like 1 chapter once a day, like over the course of a really long time, I would highly recommend this book. Cassia St. Clair basically takes all the various colors and hues of the rainbow and gives like a backstory on how that color was used in history and how it like came to be. And like the color cerulean was used as a dye from a rare shrimp in Greece, and you know what the color red means in different cultures and everything. And like this is not a book that you just sit down and read in a whole sitting. It's just kind of like one of those books where you're just like, oh cool, let me read about the color, you know, goldenrod today. But it was a really cool anthology. She actually was on I think the Stuff You Should Know podcast, and that's what really piqued my interest in the book. I picked it up from the library, read it throughout the time I had it, and ended up actually gifting a copy to my friend because I liked it that much. So I really recommend this book if you guys want to learn some really cool historical facts about things that we literally look at every day, colors. And fall is a very colorful time, so go and pick that book up. It was really, really good. Number 4 is, in order to keep warm, it is good to spend time with people you love. Name a fictional family or house that you want to be a part of. And I don't know if you guys have been watching my channel, but you probably know what I'm gonna say, and that is definitely The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I would give everything to go and be and live with this found family in the house. I mean, it would be incredible. Like, every character in this novel was fantastic. And I'm not gonna get into it because I know I've talked about this book a lot on my channel, but this is a story about magical children who live in a house with their teacher, and they learn that you know, the beautiful things of acceptance and love and friendship and found family, and it's just the most heartwarming thing ever, and I would just love to be there with them. Oh, I love them all. Please read this book if you want something really heartwarming for the fall. Pick this up. It's so, so good. Number 5 is Fall is the Perfect Time for Storytelling by The Fireplace. Share a book where someone is telling a story. And this one, I think, I like struggled a little bit with this one, trying to find a good answer. And I'm actually gonna go with The Martian by Andy Weir. And I was like, wait, where am I like, are there any books that I've read where the narrator is telling a story to the reader? And this was the closest thing I could get to. And it was like, this book kind of reads like Andy's telling someone his story of being stranded on Mars. And this book was really, really big years ago. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the movie. The movie was great, but the book, phenomenal. This is about, I think his name, yeah, Mark Watney is a astronaut, and he goes on a mission to Mars and ends up getting stuck there and has to survive and like figure out a way to survive off of the land on Mars until the next ship can come out and rescue him. And it was really good. The humor is really dark but really funny, and his sense of humor is really different, and I just adored this book so much. I read it in like 2 days. So yeah, The Martian by Andy Weir. Number 6 is Nights Are Getting Darker. Name a dark and creepy read. And I've tagged this book before, but I'm gonna go with The Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall. I don't read a lot of like dark and twisty horror type books, so this is the closest thing that I can think of for you guys to recommend. I liked this book a lot. I didn't love the ending, but this was a really like mysterious, weird, horrific, in the woods kind of thing story, where these kids have to go into these mysterious woods to find this girl's sister, and there's like challenges along the way and creatures and like illusions, and it just gets really weird and dysfunctional, and some of it was a little intense. Like there were some moments where I was just like, oh god. But yeah, read this book. It was really creepy. It was a quick read. I believe it's a YA horror. It's not like super gruesome, but there were some moments where I was cringing, so yeah, pick it up if you want something creepy. Number 7 is The Days Are Getting Colder. Name a short and heartwarming read that can warm up someone's cold and rainy day. And this one I'm actually gonna go with Meet Cute, which is an anthology of little meet cute stories, romance stories, like I think YA level stories. And this is by a whole myriad of authors. If you guys want just like short little snippets of romance, not all of them were just like cute, predictable stories. Some of them were a little harder hitting. But this one was just really fun and really adorable. I think I gave it a 5 out of 5. It was a very enjoyable read. Quick stories, really, really adorable. Number 8 is FALLLLLL returns every year. Name an old favorite that you like to return to. And for this one, I'm actually gonna go with Grey Mountain by John Grisham. And I picked this up on a whim, I think from my mom's recommendation a few years ago, and I genuinely loved this story. I can't remember the main character, Samantha. This follows Samantha, who works at a big corporate law firm in, I believe, like New York City or DC or big city. She works for a corporate law firm, and she ends up, I think, getting laid off or furloughed or something, where something happens and like they have to lay off all their workforce. And in order for her to like keep her status at the company, she has to either go and like, she has to work a year pro bono. And so she can keep her job. So basically she looks at all of her options and goes to this very remote town, I think in West Virginia, in Virginia, Brady, Virginia, where she meets these people that have been, poisoned by this coal mining company, and like their water source has been poisoned by the work that this mining company is doing. And she decides to immerse herself in representing these people to go up against this huge corporation mining company to try and get back what they lost from them. So it's really good, I think, and she ends up like really falling in love with the town and the people she meets there, and just finds like a good like sense of purpose there. And it just really resonated with me. And John Grisham, I mean, he sometimes writes female characters, but this one was really good, and Samantha was a great character. The story moved along. If you guys are intimidated by John Grisham because you've heard that a lot of his books are about like lawyers and law, don't be intimidated by them, especially not like his more recent reads, because I've read a lot of them and they're not like full of legal jargon and like confusing stuff. They're actually really good, and they're mostly like a mystery novel that involves like a law firm or a team of lawyers or law students or something like that. So yeah, Gray Mountain, one of my favorites. I always go back to this book if I ever need to kind of get out of a slump. It's just a really good story. Okay, and number 9 is fall is the perfect time for cozy nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. So I guess don't want to be like super cliche here, but obviously a candle. This one I have lit is apple pumpkin, but I do want to show you this one. This is leaves. This is the Bath & Body Works candle. Oh, and then this one, and I think flannel are my 2 favorite fall Bath & Body Works scents. Leaves and flannel, but apple pumpkin is killing it tonight. I feel very cozy. Other things I like to read with in the fall, obviously, are a nice pillow, a really good blanket, and I will show you, I think I have a couple of like tea flavors that I want to share with you guys. Tea is huge for me in the fall and the winter here. It's way too hot to drink tea here in California, but I love when I want to be caffeinated, the Yogi green tea kombucha is my favorite. The super antioxidant one is a little too healthy tasting for me, but the green tea kombucha is the perfect like pick me up for an afternoon at work, or even if I'm reading in the afternoon and I just want to, you know, a little caffeine and not coffee, where it's like coffee's like really intense on the stomach. This stuff is really, really good. I highly recommend it. And if I want something that's healthy but not caffeinated and more herbal, I always go with the Numi. Well, not specifically Numi, but I love the Rooibos tea. It's a red tea. And this stuff is supposed to be extremely healthy for you. It's really good for your immune system. It's a little more, it's not super sweet, but it's a really good herbal tea if you're looking for just something that makes you feel really good and cozy inside. So yeah, Rubio's tea for herbal, love it. And then I wanna share you guys, you probably have seen them in the back of my videos. I have 3 friends. I have Yoda, Fang, and Winnie the Pooh, and they hang out on the couch with me pretty much all the time. And these are like my stuffed guys that I've collected over the years from various places like Disney World, Harry Potter World, and I think this guy's from Disneyland. And they are my cuddle buddies whenever I need to read and be cozy. So yeah, that's it. Okay guys, that's it. I hope that I made you guys feel in the mood for fall, even though it's gonna be like 96 degrees here tomorrow in California. But I'm ready for fall. I love this season. I love the change in weather, and it's just like the perfect reading weather. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will talk to you guys soon.